Fellow Nigerians, my name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I'm the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the anchor of Nigeria Now. And Global Matters are rising at ONN. Yes, today is the 16th day of November 2026. Matters are rising from Nigeria. Nigeria has become increasingly unstable, and we, the people of Nigeria, do not have to continue to pretend about this. The discussion today is centered around a statement. This is not the first time somebody is making this type of provocative statements that Nigerians have taken for granted for a very long time, while our fellow citizens are being massacred across the country by a group of tyrants who think that they own Nigeria. Yeah, this statement here that I'm going to be talking about has something to do with one credited to one Adamu Garba. Yes, and he stated that Boko Haram, the terrorist group tormenting Nigeria, and the Fulani Bandits, another terrorist group owned by Fulanis in Nigeria, are, I quote, Boko Haram and Fulani Bandits are northern Nigerian freedom fighters. Now, who are they fighting? Why? What freedom are they fighting? What is their objective? What do they want? So, this is what we're going to be talking about today. I am going to be driving back to Houston from Texas, from Dallas, Texas. So, I just wanted to show my face. But when I take off, you're going to be only hearing my voice and not see the face because I want to concentrate on driving while I do the talk. All right? So, if you are in Nigeria right now, you want to listen to this, come right here. Share this with fellow Nigerians and lovers of Nigerians and Nigeria, from Nigeria, across Africa, and around the world. We need to have this conversation. Why is it that one group of people, we come out and say things that are so divisive, things that threaten our national cohesion and our national security, and nobody does anything about them? Nobody does anything about them. So it means that truly that they own Nigeria. Yes, that they own Nigeria. But if someone else said this, the goddamn DSS, the goddamn Nigerian police, and the goddamn Nigerian army will be looking for such individuals to arrest on behalf of the oppressive governments in Nigeria. So Nigeria is a country of a double standard. So what we don't want is to be part of this double standard. Yes, I'm not going to be a part of it. We have been part of it for a very long time. So now the question is, how come these people say whatever they want and get away with it? And then people from other parts of the country say little things and they are being picked up. Yes, and dumped in dungeons. Yes. So are these people more Nigerians than we are? So why are they so powerful that nobody can do anything about them? So now the people of Nigeria, you have a choice to make. A really serious choice to make. Yes, these are the people destroying our people, destroying our country. So we, the people of Nigeria, We, the aborigines of Nigeria, I think it's time we stop being nice. It's time we stop being afraid. They can't shoot better than us. They can't do anything better than us. Fight back. Let us do it if that is what they want. We have been nice enough. We have done everything to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. We have done everything to safeguard the sovereignty of Nigeria. But it's clear these people don't love Nigeria. They don't want Nigeria to be. They want to violently seize Nigeria in line with the vision of their bloody founding fathers, led by Osman Dan Fodio. Yeah, why will a citizen say this about his country? Why will a citizen who truly loves his country threaten other people? Yes, tell us that terrorists that are destroying our country, destroying our people, destroying women and children, are the defenders of northern Nigeria. Then when they talk about this northern Nigeria, where are they talking about? I know they are not talking about the plateau, where they have destroyed lives, thousands of lives and property. I know they are not talking about Benue. I know they are not talking about Nasarawa. I know that they are not talking about Kogi. I know they are not talking about Kwara. I know they are absolutely not talking about Katsina. I know that, I don't know, where is this north? And you know the north, the meaning of the north is the Fulani north. Fulani elitist north. So let's get riding. So this is the best you can see of my face. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I'm a US based. Yes, you know, when Donald Trump threatened a few weeks ago that he was going to use the military force to protect some people, Christians he called it. Yes, they went agog, rented opposition. Yes, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his gang of criminals. The people who brought him to power want to burn our country down. Just last week, they brought a painted young devil called Lieutenant Yerima. And some people were celebrating that Yerima stood up to Nyesom Wike, appointed by the rogue president of Nigeria, that these criminals brought to power behind closed doors. Because they don't understand, Nigerians are so shallow. They are not analytical thinkers. They don't know what's going on in their country. They now started celebrating a weapon, the new weapon. Yes, the new weapon in town, newest Fulani weapon in town, called Lieutenant Yerima. Nigerians, I think you are sick in the head, all of you, all of us. Yes, for falling for every piece of shit that these idiots bring to us. We are the owners of the country. They are migrants. But we didn't mind. We allowed them to be a part of us. And historically, this is what they have always done. You don't bring them close to you. The next minute, they are plotting how to overthrow you. That's what they did to the Hausa people. History, God, and unborn generations of Nigerians will not forgive us if we don't stand up now in defense of that beautiful country. Yeah, that is supposed to be an equivalent of the United States of America, right inside Africa. Africa is waiting for us. We are disappointing the people of Africa. This is the last straw. We got to stand up now. All right, I got to move. We go, let the conversation start. Right, this is the face of the terrorist. Bastard, he is. Non-Nigerian, he is. Nigerians, are we cowards that we cannot feel pains anymore? We cannot rise up in defense of our country? Who are they? Less than 5 million, 10 million people, idiots from less than, from a population, a minority population of less than 10 million people in Nigeria are holding our country hostage. They hold our armed forces hostage. They hold our independent National Electoral Commission hostage. They hold our economy hostage. They hold our healthcare delivery hostage. They hold our educational system hostage. They hold our infrastructural development hostage. They have taken everything, and we can't stand up. Shame on all of us if we don't stand up now. All right? It's time, Nigerians. Get up and stand up. That is what we are asking. It is time. Don't sit down and wait. As always, you have no army to defend you. The Nigerian army fight for them. They own the Nigerian army. If you are waiting for the Nigerian army to fight for you, forget it. Forget it. So now is the time. Let us fight. If this is going to be what is going to settle it, let it be. Let it be. Yes. Why should we sit down and watch a few criminals, rogues, migrants who came to destroy, to steal, yes, and to finish off Nigeria and seize the whole of West Africa? Why are we afraid of them? It's time to fight back. Nigerians, fight back. Nigerians, fight back. Nigerians, fight back. Yes. Wow. Nigerians call obey to far power fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes now shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. All right, Nigerians. Yes, if you're listening to me from Nigeria, across Africa, this is Smart Mado Ajaja. I'm the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the anchor of Nigeria Now. Global Matters Arising at ONN. Yes, ONN is a global movement. Yes, for justice, peace, security, and stability. Yes, we don't care about any face. We are driven by the quest for the truth. Yes, in the fight for justice, and that is what we represent. The mainstream media in Nigeria has sold out. They don't represent the interest of the Nigerian people. They work for those oppressing and destroying Nigeria. So they are not reliable, a reliable partner that we should. Nigeria. Yes, they are rogues. So we have to take our destiny in our hands. Nigerians, we have to take our destiny in our hands. They can't fight for us. Nobody is going to fight for us, but we, the people of Nigeria. Yes, they have made us poor. They have stolen everything from us. So what do we have to lose by standing up? What do we have to lose by standing up? Yes, if you are joining us for the very first time, we welcome you with whole hearts. We welcome you with whole hearts. We love you for taking your time to be with us. Please do us a favor. I am crying for Nigeria. I live in the United States. Yes, I came here in 1996. Yes, at independence. At independence, we thought we had a country. The whole world was full of hope for Nigeria. They tagged Nigeria giant of Africa right at independence. But the giant has fallen. The giant is falling apart. No thanks to a group of people who never wanted Nigeria to be. Yes, 6 years into the country's independence, they set the country ablaze. These same people, yeah, the ancestors of this generation of oppressors, manipulated Nigeria into a needless bloodshed. Yes, because they hated one group of people, and the only group of people who have summoned the courage to stand up to them, to say why we want a country that works. And that group of people, the Igbos of Nigeria. See that we still have Nigeria, it's because of them. Yes, it's because of country is not working. Let us make it work. No, they connived and then set up a program to destroy them. 3 years of unrelenting European-sponsored genocide against the Igbos of Nigeria. Yes, when it was over, 6 million Igbos were massacred. Yes, and then they promised us 3 R's. Yes, reconciliation, reconstruction, and reintegration. None of them, none of the 3 R's, none of the 3 R's, none of them was carried out. The Igbos are still marginalized. The Igbos are still seen as strangers in their country. They drive them in Lagos. They kill them in Kano. They kill them in Sokoto. They hate them everywhere in Nigeria. No thanks to the Nigerian media, corrupt mainstream media of Nigeria. Yes, the Igbo man cannot be president of Nigeria. I have been put in groups where I heard things that I could not comprehend. That we have already reached a conclusion that no Igbo man will ever rule Nigeria. And they mean it. They have their cohorts from around Nigeria. Yes, doing this. This group of criminals, this group of invaders, they are not Nigerians. They are not Africans. They are Arabs. We cannot lead an African country with an Arab mind. We cannot lead Nigeria, an African country, with a European mind. We need an African mindset to lead Nigeria. We need an African mindset to lead Africa. Yeah, these are Arabs. They hate Africa. They hate everything. But they were the ones who created this schism they called North and South. And when you look at the North that they talk about, the North is Fulani. The North that the Angas belong, that the Jukos belong to. It's not the North that the Idomas belong to. It's not the North that the Langtangs belong to. It is Fulani North. They come in the name of the North to steal, to rob Nigeria. But they give nothing, nothing, absolutely nothing to the people in the North. They come in the name of the North, but they are destroying the Hausa race. They have been destroying the Hausa since 1804. Race. They have them, generation of them. How many? 22 generations, 11 generations of Fulanis have destroyed of the Hausa people. And then when Nigeria became a nation state, they extended it. They, like the French people, yes, through a forced assimilation, they stole the language of the Hausa people. They speak the Hausa language. And the Nigerian, we blame the Hausa people. Until recent people now started understanding that the Hausas and the Fulanis are not the same. The only thing that brought them together is Islam. Yes, the Islam with which they were misled. Yes, by Osman Dan Fodio. They were practicing Islam before the Fulanis came. Osman Dan Fodio came and convinced them that the type of Islam they were practicing was not the right one. Yes, before they didn't know what he was up to. He raised an army and then seized the Hausa land, seized their kings, took everything from them. Yes, and made them slaves in their Hausa land. It made them slaves, stole everything from them. stole their dignity from them. Yes, the only thing the houses do is either they are making tea, shoe shiners, water fetchers, yes, egg fryers. Inside the Nigeria, where there are a massive population, by virtue of the national census that they had, even if they don't do anything right in Nigeria, the houses had an overwhelming 63 million in the north of Nigeria. But a group of elites from the minority Fulani race control everything. An Hausa man cannot be a state governor. Hausa man cannot be a senator. Hausa man is not in the House of Representatives. Hausa man, I don't know if there are Hausas who are commissioners. I don't know that there are Hausas who are local government chairmen. Yes, brutal subjugation. Brutal subjugation. They made the Hausas believe that they were one and the same in Allah, in Islam. They used them to retard the growth and development of Nigeria. They used them to violate Nigeria. They used them to stall Nigeria. Now they are waking up. They are waking up. Yes, these criminals, their ancestors were those, two of their ancestors were those who signed the dubious amalgamation treaty. Let me tell you about 1914. After the European Industrial Berlin Conference, when Imperial Europe started moving down into Africa to create their spheres of influence, they went to the north and were already working there. Yes, yes, yes. So they had northern and southern protectorates. Now, for the ease of doing business, doing business, it was all about business for them, exploitation of Africa that has started a long time ago. They now decided to create a country out of their business vision. And they called that country Nigeria. In 1914, they did an amalgamation treaty. Yes. We'll be right back. Yes. An amalgamation treaty to bring their northern and southern protectorate together. They brought two Fulanis. They brought two Yorubas. They brought one Kanuri, that is Shehu of Borono, and the Obong of Calabar at that time, from the Efik tribe or Ibibio tribe. All right? Now they left out the Igbos, they left out the Hausas. Yes, they left out over 300 other ethnic nationalities. Yes, who ought to be signatories to the amalgamation treaty. So it is from there that these Fulanis got this erroneous impression that they own Nigeria because their ancestors passed this obnoxious impression to them, and they have been recycling it for 3 generations. Nigeria is now 65 years old. They went through constitutional conferences up until 1959, when Nigeria had the first election. Yes. the election was rigged. All right? And one of the principal actors, a Briton, confessed before he died. Aaron. And that was how they handed over power to them. That was how Tafawa Balewa became first prime minister of Nigeria. Tafawa Balewa was a good man, but there was this monster, the grandson of Usman Danfodio, Amadu Bello. He didn't allow Tafawa Balewa preside over the affairs of Nigeria. He was breathing down on him. And then the country was suffering. They stage managed violence in the west of Nigeria. Yes, they aligned with the Ladoke Akintola against Chief of Bafemi Awolowo. That was where the massacre started from. A political upheaval in the west of Nigeria, they call Southwest today now. People started killing themselves. Nigerians started killing themselves. And this was what invited young military officers who just returned from peacekeeping operation in Congo, led by historic Major Nzogo. Now he saw the way the country was going, coming back from Congo, where a similar thing happened that led to the death of Patrice Lumumba. He said, no, we cannot allow this in Nigeria. And he was the director of military intelligence at the time. He quickly rallied because these people were about to stage their jihad. He quickly rallied his colleagues. And looking at those who were involved in what they later called the corrupt Nigerian media, termed or tagged as an Igbo coup. Everybody, every group was involved. Military coup is not a democratic thing. It's a risky, treasonous business that when you are caught, you pay a price. They found the people who agreed that the slide of Nigeria was dangerous. They came together and ousted the Tafawa Balewa-led government. That was all that they needed to do. It was a patriotic intervention. It wasn't anything Igbo. The Igbos could never have sat down together as a race to overthrow the government of Nigeria. Now, interesting thing. Now, this standoff lasted for a few days. It was an Igbo man who stopped the coup that was supposed to be an Igbo coup. Aguiyi Ironsi on one side as the oldest member of the Nigerian Armed Forces. And Ojukwu from the other side, operating from Kano. They convinced Nzogo to not go ahead with the coup. Nzogo surrendered and he was brought to Lagos. All of them were detained. It was Igbos. The fake Nigerian historians never said this. And then Aguiyi became the head of state by virtue of his rank as the oldest serving member of the armed forces of Nigeria. They never tell this story the way it is. Because everybody telling Nigerian story, we tell it according to what he wants his tribesmen to hear. Yes. Aguiyi Ironsi took over. You know what Why did they not choose Nnamdi Azikiwe to head the government if he wasn't in the picture? All right. So now let's go ahead. So from the cataclysm that started, Aguirre took over. He brought about a decree that we unite Nigeria. At that time, it was an emergency decree. There was nothing else anybody would have done. I don't know if I would have done it. So that was what he did. But these people will not have it. These Madam Fodio children will not have it. These criminals who brought about this young man, Adamu Garba, yes, with this kind of violent and unprogressive mindset, savage people, yes, they won't have it. They started planning a coup. 6 months later, Aguirre was at Ibadan on a state visit. They rounded him up there and killed him and killed his host. The man who killed him was who? The man that is crying today. Theophilus Danjuma. It was who rounded him up at Ibadan. They took him to the nearby forest and shot him. Yes. They shot the head of state. A man who did nothing wrong. He didn't have any political ambition. It was an emergency situation that brought him to power. He was a career soldier. One of the best, actually the very first best from Africa, to the extent that he was appointed to lead a United Nations mission. That was how good Aguirre was. They killed him. Brought their own man, Yakubu Gowon, who at the time, by virtue of this northern nationalist madness, at the time, he was a Fulani. His name, original name was Jacob. In order to fit into the whole thing, he had to change his name Jacob to Yakubu. All right? Jack became Yakubu. Yes, he was born a Christian, and his parents named him Jacob. But to fit in the Fulani arrangement, the Arab arrangement, he had to change his name to Yakubu. Yakubu Gowon became head of state. And they said Mundao. Mundao. Mundao means we are back. And these people, Fulanis, through Murtala Mohammed, they were the first group to want to leave Nigeria. I wish they left. The British advised them to not do it because they'll be landlocked. And instead, empower them to put a stranglehold around Nigeria, the stranglehold that we are working hard to break now. It's the work of the British. The British never wanted Nigeria to work. They want a country that will remain in chaos. So they continue to manipulate and control us. And they have done a great job at that. But sadly, we, the people of Nigeria, can't still see. We have not been able to understand who the true enemies of Nigeria are. So we can wake up and build a real country. Yes. So the British was manipulating them. As soon as they murdered Aguirre, there was this widespread massacre of the Igbos, especially the north. The entire north went on a killing spree of defenseless and innocent Igbos, accusing them for what they knew nothing about. Yes. Yes. They massacred over 1 million Igbos. So the Igbos now started returning to their homeland from wherever they were in Nigeria. They massacred them a great deal in the north, some in the southwest of Nigeria, even some close to me. Yes, close to where I was born. The killing took place in the Benin area. They killed the Igbos. Yes, you know, this is a sad story. And some people will wish that we are not talking about it. And they don't want us to talk about it. So Igbos returned to their homeland in the southeast of Nigeria. And there was a pressure on the young man, Lieutenant Colonel Odumegwu Ojukwu at the time, by his people, that they wanted their own country. They are no longer safe in Nigeria. That was how the declaration of Biafra was made in Ahira, in present-day Imo State. Yes, yes. And then the British and the East Co-Imperial cohorts from Europe supported the Nigerian side, fake Nigerian side, gave them everything as long as they were having access to suck Nigeria's oil. They gave them the backing, they gave them pilots, they sent them ammunition to jump on the Igbos of Nigeria. Britain, why should anybody be going to Britain for it? They destroyed, when I mean destroyed, they destroyed that place. They armed, they used hunger against the Geneva Convention to kill over 1 million Igbo children. They starved them to death. Britain is a wicked, wicked country. Very wicked. Yes. Now, look at the twist of fate. What was supposed to be an Igbo coup that was supposed to benefit Chief of Bafemi Awolowo? You know, Awolowo became a finance minister under the Nigerian government led by Yakubu Gowon. Yes. He became a prime minister and used economic blockade to prosecute the war against the homeland of the young men and women who were supposed to have been Igbos, who planned what Nigeria called an Igbo coup. Awolowo's economic blockade led to the death of over 1 million people. So the Awolowo joined forces with the enemies of Nigeria. When it was over 6 million Igbos perished. And Awolowo it was who brought the arrangement that gave every Igbo man who had a bank account before the war, before the genocide, even if you were billionaires, every Igbo man who had a bank account was given 20 pounds. 20 pounds. So those Igbos who were billionaires already, like Ojuku's father was already a billionaire. Remember, he had a Rolls Royce. When Queen Victoria came to Nigeria, it was his Rolls Royce that the Nigerian government used to ferry her around. The man, I am not giving a biased account of what happened. Yes, every woman who had a bank account was given 20 pounds. And I know As a child growing up, I heard booms, gun battle. My hometown escaped being a theater of war by whiskers. The Asaba people were not as lucky. Where Murtala Mohammed massacred over 5,000 people. He was bringing them every day to shoot them. These are non-combatant men. He was shooting them for fun every day. And he depleted the male population in Asaba, yet present-day capital of Delta State. Yes. So the Igbo people took £20 each and went back to work. I remember growing up, a lot of them came. My father housed over 10 of them for free of charge, in my hometown of Abavu in Delta State today. My father had over 10 Igbo men, young men. Yes, we gave them a room in our house. They stayed with us. They were now able to go and offer services. Yes, they will go to work on people's farms. The Igbo man is not proud of working for survival. Yes, we gave them a shelter and they took off from there. And it didn't take long, it didn't take time before they bounced back and seized the commerce and industry in Nigeria. Yes. Why Nigerians are so jealous of these people? A people who are supposed to be an asset to the country. It's most difficult to understand. That hate is what is driving Adamu Garba. Now that hate is expanded. They want to take over the whole of Nigeria. First of all, Nigeria is so important to them, so strategic. Their mission, the Sokoto Empire, is actually the whole of West African sub-region. Yes. Once they get Nigeria, they will get other countries. And this is the reason Nigerians must rise up and stop crying every time. You know, when they hit, you cry and be posting dead bodies on the internet. And we are tired of seeing those dead bodies. Fight them back. Now you are a politician. The people who are arming these criminals are Fulani politicians. The people who are arming them are Fulani elites. Have you ever heard the Dangote say anything? Dangote will never say anything. He is part of it. Have you ever heard Atiku say anything? Atiku never condemns them. He's a part of it. El-Rufai went on the recruitment mission that brought thousands of mercenaries into Nigeria to destabilize the town. Every Fulani elite is part of it. Both those who are speaking and those who are silent, they are a part of it. What is happening to Nigeria? They cannot say no. Yes, systemically, they have been destroying the country. So now, how much are we going to take as a people of Nigeria? Hey, people, I am so sorry. I am driving. I will not be able to respond to your statements because I'm focusing on driving. I'm only doing the talking. But when I get to my base, I'm going to read every comment and bring about a response or create another stream to address the questions that everybody had asked during this, including questions, yes, including questions that are in opposition to what we are saying or what I'm saying right now. We will answer, we address everything. But the problem Nigeria has is the lack of courage, the lack of political will to confront its past. Yes, so we can build a true country. You know, how can the leadership of Nigeria has forever, since independence, been in the hands of these Fulani terrorists? Yes, 10 out of the country's heads of state, 10 out of the country's 13 heads of state are either Fulani or something to do with Fulanis. Yes, they have compromised our armed forces. They have seized the command and control infrastructure. The armed forces of Nigeria is their greatest strength. They don't want to lose it. They know that when they lose control of the army, then it is over for them. But I tell them it's going to be over soon. It's going to be over. Yes, 3 generations. No, the next generation should not tolerate this nonsense. No, we own Nigeria. We are Africans. We don't mind having people in our land. But those who come to our land must live by our own standards. They have no right to come and set rules for us. Yes, they have no rights. Yes, they always want to be in charge. They don't want to be ruled because they say they are born to rule. Now, I am telling them today that obnoxious attitude has to die. Because I'm not going to let you rule me, especially when you don't know what to do, how to lead people. You don't come with the intention of you have no respect for people's rights. Yes, you have no respect for human dignity. Everything you do is blood, 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 kill, kill, kill. That is how you lead. You're not going to lead me by killing me. I'm not going to allow you. Yes, this is the journey. Yes, if you are joining us for the very first time, please, we welcome you. We love you. We thank you. Yes, somebody has to do this tough job. A lot of Nigerians don't want to do it because they want to live forever. But at the end of the day, you ask yourself a question. What kind of country are you going to live for your children? You want to live in a country where your children will be second-class citizens? My children were all born in the United States. But I tell them, they know how much I love Nigeria. I tell them how great the country is. And they believe me. Now, I know that someday in the future, they want to go to Nigeria. I don't think I want my children to go to Nigeria and be treated like a second-class citizen by people who have no respect for the rights of others, by people who are by no means better than anybody. No, that is the reason I must fight. And that is the reason I want to fight. And that is why I will not allow anybody, yes, to tell me not to fight. I will. I am not a coward, and I'm not raising my own children to be cowards. They will fight, and we will fight. Everybody should join hands with me. Let us end this stalemate once and for all. Let us end this nonsense. Yes, I have decided to stay in exile because my voice is stronger here. Yes, I know. My name is ringing a bell uh, in the list, yes, of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government. Because Bola Ahmed Tinubu government is a puppet of the Fulani arrangement. Yes, he sold our country. Yes, he signed something with them to protect their interests. Yes, but their interests are 3 years. Well, you be the better judge. Yes, you saw what happened a few days ago between Yes and Wiki, another animal. Yes, another animal from the Niger Delta. Loquacious food. Yes, you saw what happened to him. If he had sense, could have avoided that. But trust Wiki, his loud mouth will not be shut. Bola Ahmed Tinubu to power, who are now aggrieved. All right, vented a bullet called Lieutenant Yerima, a 24-year-old boy, and brought him to protect a private property. A lieutenant in Nigerian army protecting a private property of a young man who was a chief of a naval staff in Nigeria, a failure under whose watch some of the worst things, some of the worst national security compromise took place. Yes. He retired, and they gave him 9 bodyguards to protect his stinking body. Why is it more important than the ordinary Nigerian on the streets? As if that is not enough. He acquired a piece of land illegally, not conforming to the rules. And now, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government say they want to make Abuja look right and nice. They started going after those with fake and forged certificate of occupancy. And he was found to be culpable. Now, federal agents went to his property, and they met a resistance from soldiers wielding all manners of war ammunition. Yeah, war weapons. Weapons that they could have deployed to fight Boko Haram. They are using it to fight ordinary civilians in Nigeria. So Wike was called into it. He walked into that snare and started exchanging words with a little rat. That little rat, you know. And, sadly, because he has this terrible reputation, people said he is seizing their lands illegally. He's not following due process. Now, see how Nigerians are. Because Nigerians are shallow in thinking, because Nigerians are selfish, the same people who could not rise up when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was imposed on them by this corrupt and morally bankrupt Fulani elites, now saw a window to get to Wiki. Instead of organizing as citizens of Nigeria to confront and defeat him, and which I believe was possible, defeating Wiki through a mass action by patriotic Nigerians was very possible. But Nigerians love shortcuts. They found a window. They found a window. Yes, a window provided by one of the oppressors. Yes. A window provided by Gambo, the guy in question. Crooked. Yes. One of those spearheads of the Fulani nationalism in Nigeria, who is still wielding an influence in the Nigerian armed forces that he has pulled out from. Who does that? He is retired. He's no longer on active. Who had retired from the Navy as a chief of naval staff. How could he have that influence to deploy men on active duty to defend his property? Men who ought to be defending Nigeria's territorial integrity. Men who are supposed to be fighting Boko Haram. Yes, and the Fulani bandits, wherever they are. What a waste of manpower. And Nigerians, because they are angry with their Yeson Wiki. Yeson Wiki is not a factor. Yeson Wiki is not a factor at all. So now they decided to take sides with the enemies of Nigeria that they have been complaining about. You see how foolish Nigerians can be sometimes because of their shallow thinking. They now decided to start celebrating a dangerous bullet. And now canonizing, they are giving him an award. Giving an award to a young bullet being prepared to continue the tradition of the repression of the Nigerian people. Man, I'm so disappointed. Some of my friends were even asking me, why am I supporting Wike? No, I'm not supporting Wike. If I see Wike on his own, I will bury him because of his wickedness, because of his foolishness, because of what he did in Rivers State, because of how he rigged the presidential election in Rivers State, because of how he imposed his stooge on the people of Rivers State and turned around and started fighting the young man to the extent that a state of emergency was declared and this young man was suspended from being governor of Rivers State for 6 months. He's a controversial idiot. But what is happening in Abuja and about the land seizure has nothing to do with him. It is about national interest. It is about Nigeria. It is not about Wike. But my people, my fellow Nigerians, know how to misdirected their anger on the wrong person. And now started supporting who have a mission to destroy Nigeria. Yes, those who have a mission who are on a mission to destroy Nigeria, who painted a deadly bullet called Lieutenant Yerima, a 24-year-old little rat. Yes, that Nigerians are celebrating blindly. Yes, as a man, as a courageous officer who stood up against Yeson Wiki. Wow, wow. How did we get to this point where we cannot think anymore? What happened to our critical thinking capacity or our capabilities? Even professors are not reasoning. Lawyers who ought to know better are not thinking anymore. They start telling me about the military command system as if I'm new to the military. No, they don't know. We all have to start making this noise that it's only the commander-in-chief that can reverse an order from a superior Nigerian military officer to a younger officer. Says who? Says who? In a country that is ruled by a constitution. The constitution supersedes every law, every edit, every fucking rule by anybody. Why do we say the supremacy of the Nigerian constitution? So is the supremacy of Gambo? Yes, it's Gambo's order supreme to the order that derives from the Nigerian constitution. This is how stupid a lot of Nigerians have gotten. Except, there are some people who they just want to make content and make money. All right? But anything that has to do with national security, it's not something anybody should play with. Anything that has to do with the national destiny, it's not anything anybody should trade on because of the money you make out of it. I am so disgusted and I'm so tired, so sick and tired of how foolish Nigerians get these days. What is their problem? Foisted on them. These same people, they were there. They did not raise a finger. They did not see the reason to defend their country. They did not see the reason to stand up for their own children. They thought that it is the responsibility of somebody to do it. No! Nigeria is the responsibility of every Nigerian. Nigeria is the responsibility of everybody. Nigerians are so selfish, so self-hating, and so wicked. So when a people become selfish, self-hating, yes, and wicked, their country suffers. Their country suffers. Their country suffers. And that's why Nigeria is suffering. Nigeria is suffering because of the wickedness of Nigerians. Nigeria is suffering because of the selfishness of Nigerians. Nigeria is suffering because of the self-hating attitude of Nigerians. A Yoruba man will hate an Igbo man to death. An Igbo man will return hate. Yes. Oh no, some will team up with the oppressive Fulani forces to destroy their fatherland. Nobody loves fighting for his own. Yes, and now look at where their country is. Hospitals are not working. Yes, schools are no schools. No, teaching and learning not taking place in their schools. Yes. Now they are taking their children outside Nigeria to go to school. Those who can afford it, because a lot of them are thieves. Yes, benefiting from the rot in the countries. Yes, public education has been destroyed completely. Public education. Yeah, I'm a product of public education. They have destroyed public education. Yes, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a beneficiary. Hopefully, I don't even know if he went to school, because we didn't see his elementary school certificate. We didn't see the high school he attended. All of a sudden, he showed up at Chicago State University on a forged document. Yes, and then sadly, America is hiding his criminal record. Bring it to us. Joe Biden refused to give it to us. I don't know whether Trump will give it to us. Yes, this is sad. Majority of the people destroying Nigeria are product of the public education system. But some of the teachers are most unqualified. And then where they are qualified, they are overloaded. Yes, no infrastructure to support teaching and learning in Nigeria. This is a rotten country. We don't have a country. Yeah, the biggest business is entertainment. Yes, but all of us cannot be entertainers. Yes, those who are even entertaining, they are even the worst. Bob Marley, my brother Rastaman. Yes, he ran away. He went away from Jamaica for his security after he was shot. But a few years later, 1976, he said, no, I cannot be happy when my country is burning. He came back, organized the biggest concert. Yes, called Jamaica Peace Concert. Yes, that's brought about peace in his country. The one they call whiskey. Um, everybody is corrupt and selfish, like wicked to themselves. Yes, we have some of the brightest minds on earth. Yes, but those minds, they don't come out. Yes, for some reason, the system does not allow you to express yourself. Yes, but how long are we going to run? Some of us in the diaspora, let me talk to the diaspora Nigerians now. If you're listening to me, I know a lot of you listen to me. Us, yeah, some of us want to continue to be able to go home. They don't want to trouble anybody because they don't want to be arrested. They don't want to be troubled at home. They go home. Me, I've decided not to go home because I am on a list of the people that have been declared the enemy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, I sacrificed not going home. I have brothers and sisters who are in Nigeria. I have friends. Yes, I have things that I could have gone to do in Nigeria, but decided to sacrifice to see how we can go. I am not afraid of going to Nigeria. I could have pretended like others are pretending. Go to Nigeria, have fun, and then come back. And then the country is degrading. The country is being destroyed. Yes. I decided to take this hard line of not going to Nigeria. Because if I go to Nigeria now, what they are looking for, it's not like they want to kill me. They will put me away so that this dangerous voice will not be heard anymore. Yes, like that's what they did to Nnamdi Kanu. They will put you away. And then the people of Nigeria are so weak. If they take me away and put me away, I can bet that Nigerians, nobody is going to come out and stand up to demand, sustain a demand for my release, or do things, occupy the prisons, occupy everywhere in Nigeria until I'm released, like the Senegalese did, until Faye and his friend were released. The young people in Senegal, they did not go to sleep. They stayed for as long as they had to stay until those two young men were released. And one of them became president. The other one became a prime minister. Yes. Nigerian young people are sorry. Very sorry. Yes. They are not entirely a serious people. They don't know that they are at risk. They don't know the damage that is being done to their country. They still find space to dance the latest dance steps. They still find space to do all kinds of stupid things. They can't stand up for their country like other young people across the world. They saw the Nepalese youths, what they did, to throw their government aboard. Who said that you cannot throw them? You throw the shit out of them. The Nigerian young people are a huge part of the problem Nigeria has. They don't want to wake up. They don't want to fight for their rights. They don't want to fight for their lives. They don't want to fight for their future. And when some of us who are fighting for them, they will even follow you. Yes, they will expect you to pay them money before they can get responsible. Who pays? If I pay you money for today, tomorrow the money is over. Tomorrow you're going to come back. I don't have that kind of money. I am not stealing like politicians are stealing. Those people you look up to for leadership, even when they are killing you, you call them your leaders. Yes, who has that kind of money that they are stealing? They are stealing from you and giving pittance to you when they are supposed to do things that will give you life and then make you work, do work that will pay you living wages so you can stand up and ask questions. Now they made you slaves that cannot question them. Yes, they have that pacifier ready to give to you. Little change every time you rise up. Every time you wake up, the people of Nigeria, especially the young people, they want to protest. They can't sustain a protest at 5 p.m. By 5 p.m., they're already crying hungry. Yes. So how are you going to bring about that change? The change for Nigeria with your attitude will belong in. You run away with my money, trying to help you, wake you up, do things. You go to protest, you don't achieve anything. You leave empty-handed. These people are already accustomed to be laughing at you. Oh no, don't let them go. They'll be tired. Like Akwabi said, he said, you guys, when you are protesting, will be eating. And then he did that and then went away with it. He brought 60,000 young people to a stadium on his birthday. I thought that the young people were going to mob him that day. No, the young people of Nigeria went to eat a plate of sea. Yes, this is how bad. This is how bad. We can't continue Nigeria this way. Chilean youths came together and threw Pinochet away. They sustained their action until Pinochet ran away. Yes, Nepalese youths. Nigerian youths. All of us, we are flying the flag of Burkina Faso. But whenever it comes to Nigeria, this whole thing died down. What's wrong with Nigeria? What is wrong? What is this jinx that we cannot break? What is it that is holding us? Is it religion? Is it our tribes? What is it? What is it? What is it? Is it poverty? What is it that is holding Nigerians? Nigeria, I am asking because I would like to know. Remember, everywhere, the youth are the engine room of every nation. Why are the Nigerian youths different? Why do you look up to the wrong people for leadership? You see them that they are oppressors. You see that their children are never there. Ask yourself every time you are around these men, do you see their children? Do you see their children? When you are campaigning for them, do you see their children? When you are running around for them, do you see their children? Now you want to know where their children are? Some of them are here in the United States where I am. Some are in Britain. Yes. Some are in Saudi Arabia. Some are in United Arab Emirates. Some are now going to China. Or you are left out there in the cold and in the scorching heat, fighting for their fathers. Yes, they are preparing the next generation of oppressors to oppress you after their fathers oppressed you. I would think that you do something different for the good of your generation, for the good of your own children. Really, because you deserve a life. You deserve a future. You deserve to enjoy the goods of Nigeria. Nigeria is so rich. Nigeria is so endowed. Nigeria is not a poor country. There's no reason why you should trek to Libya in order to be able to get into Italy with the abundance of natural and mineral resources in Nigeria that is not being managed for your good. I feel pains that you see these men and women who do this to you. You still smile at them. You call them my leader, you call them my boss. The best they can give you, the best job a Nigerian politician can create is personal assistant, SSA, with no office. Yes, with no living wage. You answer them, yes sir, from AM to PM. You are a young man who is supposed to be preparing to raise your children, raise a family. You are a young girl who is supposed to be prepared to get married and live a resourceful life. You are busy chasing shadows with those who hate you, those who hate your country and don't want you to be anything. No, why can't we have a rethink? You are in the north of Nigeria. Do you ever ask him where his children are? Do you know how much Saad Abubakar has? You know that Saad Abubakar has an oil well. in my Niger Delta. Ask him the type of investment he made to own an oil well. Yes, an oil well that yields him millions of dollars. Do you know how rich Saad Abubakar is? Do you know how rich Sanusi Lamido is? Yes. Do you know how rich Atiku Abubakar is? Have you ever asked them what they sold? Do you know how rich Dangote is? Do you believe that Dangote is actually a very hardworking man? No, he's not. He's a beneficiary of the insider network that has destroyed Nigeria. They are not smarter than you. They are not smarter than anybody. So why are you not waking up? They give you Islam, they give you religion, and tell you don't come together with young people from other parts of the country. Because they know that when you come back, come together with the rest of the country, you will learn something that those young people out there have learned. That is why they will tell you, they will use religion to hold you down. Remember too, that this whole religious thing is a personal business. Your race to salvation is not a country-wide race. It's not a race for Nigeria. It is not a race for a community. It is not enough. If your name is Dauda, on the day of judgment, if judgment is not fiction, the Almighty God is going to judge you as Dauda. He's going to judge you as Adamu. He's going to judge you as Ibrahim. He's going to judge you as Gambo. He's not going to judge you as a Muslim. Never. Because God did not create a religion. And he did not tell anybody to create any religion. Religion was created by man to control other men. But you don't know that. They tell you about religion. They tell you how to hate people who are not Muslims. Yes, the reason is because they want to keep you in their chain. So you will not know. And you have accepted not to study, to learn things for yourself. The same thing that they have been teaching you for thousands of years is the same thing. You don't know how much the world has changed. They keep you in darkness and make you a fool, always ready to be used. So it's time for you young people in the north. You can still be a Muslim and be a responsible citizen of Nigeria. There's a difference. There's a line of division between state and religion. Country first, and they tell you that your religion is first. No, it's not true. It's country first before your religion. Yeah, why is America advancing? Americans put their countries first. Their country first. Why is Saudi Arabia moving forward? Yes. You think they are carrying that Islam on their head? No, country first. That's how they are able to build all those great things. Yes, they made Saudi Arabia a global religious tourism center. Yes, you see, every time you go, it's an innovation in transportation, in technology, in everything. And you know what? Even the Saudi Arabians are liberalizing their customs and traditions to make them amenable to the demands of the 21st century. And you are here in Nigeria. Yes, millions of worms who cannot think. Yes. Are you better Muslims than the Arabians who brought it? The Arabians who used Islam to hold Africa hostage for 700 years. Do you know that the Arabians, yes, the Arabs, do you know, are you a Muslim? Listen to me. Do you know that the Arabs enslaved the Africans for 700 years? Yes, the Arabs who gave you Islam, they enslaved Africans for 700 years. 700 years. And during those 700 years, they castrated every African male slave. Yes, African male slaves were all castrated. Why did they do that? Because they didn't want African males to be sleeping with their women and have children of mixed blood. Yes. Now, does Gumi teach you that? Saad is not going to teach you that. Now, you learn. And that is why they are angry that we have the internet. because they want to keep you in bondage. Wake up, young people in the north, young Fulanis, young Hausa, wake up. Wake up and don't allow these criminals continue to hold you hostage. Yes, those before them held you hostage. Yes, and you must not allow those in this generation to hold you hostage. That is why we are asking you, stand up for Nigeria. Unite for Nigeria. That does not stop you from being a Muslim. It doesn't stop you from being a Christian. Know that Nigeria is first before anything. Without Nigeria, you won't have a space. Saudi Arabia is not going to accept you in. Do you remember I saw a video 2 years ago for Nigerians who went to pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia, how an Arab woman was treating them so badly. She was sharing food. She was sharing food. The Nigerian women and children were stretching their hands and their plates for her to serve them. Whenever she had a scoop, she gave to her Arab sisters and brothers and left Nigerians. And thank God, somebody videoed it and brought it. So that tells you, you think they love you? No, they don't. You have to love yourself. You who say that an Arab man, because he's a slave, is a Muslim, is your brother, closer to you than me, who is your brother from Nigeria. You see it. Yes. They take care of themselves before anything. I am not trying to say that there are no good people among them, but the one that I saw painted a terrible image of the Arab people. And then the history of the Arabs, yes, and Africa, in Africa, terrible, terrible history. They are still the ones. But they are the ones. Yes, their ideology is what drives the Fulani bandits and terrorists. Yes, they kill people and shout Allahu Akbar. Yes, who does that? You kill people, you call Allahu Akbar. Which Allah is that? That is not an Allah. That is Satan. Yes, Allah does not permit anybody killing anybody. Yes, Allah is not bloody. Allah shows mercy. Allah has compassion. That is why He created you. And it gave you everything you need to navigate. He didn't tell you to hate anybody. He didn't tell you to kill anybody. Greetings, Monday, how are you? Yes, He didn't. God did not a killer. God does not support killers. God did not authorize anybody to kill on His behalf. If you are killing, you are a Muslim who is killing Nigerians. You are a child of Satan. Like this fool here that you are looking at. Yes, he's a child of Satan. He's not a child of God. A child of God will not come and say that Boko Haram and Fulani bandits are freedom fighters for northern Nigeria. Freedom fighters killing innocent and defenseless women and children. Cowardly fighters who wait for the people to be sleeping before they come and attack them, hack them to death, steal their lands, occupy their homes, and nobody does anything to them. Now I tell you now, your hellfire is here. It's coming. It was heartwarming yesterday to hear how the Hausa people started stoning Sir Adamu. I already told him he is going to be, he's the last. He's the last Fulani Sultan in Sokoto. Yes, all the emirs in the north, their thrones will go from Kano, Daura, Sokoto, wherever they are, that they stole Hausa throne. They're going to lose it. The Hausa people are coming. They will take over everything that was stolen from their ancestors. I know some people don't want to hear this, but that is what is going to happen. I am not a prophet Ayodele. Yes, who make political prophecies. Yes, I am telling you, Saad, this is it. That the Fulani domination in Nigeria is going to come to an end. because it's an inordinate domination. They have no right to do so. Yes, everything you have confiscated, you are going to lose because you are bringing a curse upon the Fulani race with your wickedness. Yes, against the people of Nigeria. A people who accommodate you, a people who allowed you to be, a people whose country gave you opportunity. Can you imagine Buhari? Buhari's father was from Niger. Yes, Buhari's father was from Niger. Buhari became a head of state. Yes, he rose to a rank of a major general in the Nigerian army. He overthrew a Nigerian government to become a head of state. After 3 years, he came back as a civilian head of state for 8 years. Which country will do that for you? Yes. So you people are ignorant, you are ungodly, you are savage, you don't care, you think you own the whole world. But how long will people tolerate you? Nigerians are not in any mood to tolerate your nonsense anymore. So this is the message. I wish a bird can sing to some of you so you can turn a new leaf. You know you have bullied Nigeria for a very long time. Yes. You know, a time comes when the people gather together to fight back the bullies. We are heading to that direction. Nigerians will fight against the Fulani bullies. We are not taking it anymore. We have children to protect. We have a future to send to give to our children. And if we cannot do it now, God will not forgive us. History will judge us so harshly. The next generation of Nigerians will judge us so harshly. So take heed now. Learn to tolerate. You have no right to seize Nigeria the way you have seized it for a very long time. We will take our country back. And that's what this message is about. So this nonsense of Fulani terrorism and Fulani madness in Nigeria will come to an end. These are people who come to national television, say whatever they like. I don't even know why the Nigerian mainstream media still permit them to come and talk nonsense. Yeah, because the owners of those media houses are all corrupt. Yeah, I'm part of the evil against Nigeria. But their time is coming. So why are people like me imagine? And this is the reason why now, if you're an ordinary Nigerian watching me, who have not subscribed to this channel, do so now. And don't end at subscribing. Go out there and tell other Nigerians that there's a Nigerian channel run by a Nigerian that speaks truth to power like it's never done. We reported the story of Nigeria the way they are, live, hot and direct. We don't miss words because we don't have anybody to look support what we do. If you want to support all those who have subscribed to love you guys, and I see it. It's a lot of thousands of people watching this program right now. Yes, so many people have joined. You know, some are watching anonymously, some are there physically. We appreciate your courage, to do so, because it's not easy to follow someone like me. Yes, yes, because I say what many Nigerians don't say. Yeah, because they want to live forever. Yes, I'm 63 years old. If at the age of 63, I am gagged and not able to speak the truth, God will not forgive me. My children won't even forgive me because they're going to be asking me, what did you do while all this was going on? So that is why I'm standing up for the young people of Nigeria. I scold you, yes, because I want you to wake up. But you know that I love you. Let us come together and get the job of Nigeria done. We can do it. If the Nepalese youth could do it, we can do it. If the Chileans could do it, we can do it. If the Senegalese could do it, there's no reason we cannot do it. They are not smarter than us. If the Liberians, what do you call them? The Nigerians could do it. Yes. If the Burkina Faso could do it, we can do it. Yes. If Ghanaians can vote right, how come we cannot? We should. All we need is to unite, burn down the old bridges, divorce ourselves from our ugly past of a tribalism, regional nationalism, and religious nationalism. You know he has not taken us anywhere and is guaranteed never to take us anywhere. Let us build a new Nigeria. Let us build an open country with free, fair, equal, unlimited, and unconditional access to opportunity for every Nigerian to grow and develop, progress and prosper. Yes, according to their ability and levels of competence in a non-threatening environment. Yes, for the good of Nigeria and its people from generation to generation. Let us serialize it. Let us only line behind those who will do the work of Nigeria and not those who will stand and then steal from Nigeria. Yes, and I rob all of us blind. They are robbers. They have proven to us that they cannot do anything good but rob our people, rob our country, make the stature of Nigeria smaller, make the world not respect us. They are the ones responsible for. Before to do this work. Nigeria needs a repent. The country we have is not a country. It's not. It's fake.
Kroger same day pickup and delivery. You can shop the same in-store prices and have your groceries brought right to you. So you can spend time on what matters most. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Yes, you love what we're doing tonight. Yes, you love what we're doing tonight. If you do, please, I know that I love you, and you know there are ways to support us. One of them is through sending us super thanks, and another way is through our super chat system, and send us gifts. Join our membership. Yes, you join our membership to sustain your support for our mission and to bring this message to every Nigerian, every African, and every citizen of the world. We will appreciate you. Yes, we will appreciate you. Yes, and for Nigerians, this is a trying moment for all of us. No matter how hard it is, we must hold our heads high and we must bond with one another in this difficult moment. We must seriously start taking our country seriously. And one way of taking the country seriously is by being mindful of those we choose as leaders. True leaders defend the interests of their country. They defend the interests of the citizens of their country. They don't run their countries down. They stand firm and stand tall for their country. We know those with the capacity or the capabilities to serve Nigeria. They may not come out to want to run for anything because of the system called Nigeria. The Nigerian system has destroyed a lot of very good Nigerians. Yes, the Nigerian system has destroyed a lot of good Nigerians. Nigerians who, with the abilities to save Nigeria. Yes, the Nigerian system destroys it. It destroyed them. Yeah, that's why a lot of people are scared of wanting to stick out their heads to offer themselves, for the service of Nigeria. We must learn something now. We have practiced this for how many years? 65 years of selling our votes to the wrong people who go there and do a direct opposite of anything. In the first place, they are not even qualified to be presented as leaders. If you look at their histories, their backgrounds, nothing to write home about them. They are criminals for the most part. It pains, it hurts to see that those who lead Nigeria are all criminals. I don't see any exception. All criminals. All. What I mean all. ALL. All criminals. How can a country run by criminals progress? It's impossible. See your governor of all the governors, criminals. See your president of Nigeria was a drug dealer here in America. He sold drugs. He sold drugs. Drug dealing is illegal. A lot of people are serving long-term jails. Drugs destroys families. It destroys people. It destroys the future. Bola Ahmed Tinubu sold drugs in America. His illicit drug sale killed a lot of Americans. It destroyed the generations. He made people poor. He made children lose their parents. He made children cry. He makes wives cry. He made husband cry. Bola Tinubu is a wicked man. Yes. Yes. Everything about him is a lie. Primary school he attended, we don't know. We don't know anything about his father and mother. I would think that's one thing that would have scared the people of Nigeria. Yeah, to not want to put someone like that in power. But Nigerians went ahead and committed that harakiri. Even if you present evidence on incontrovertible evidence before Nigerians don't buy, they will not take the evidence. Why we are the way we are troubles me. See, why should a thief be your leader? In those days when we were growing up, when we see thieves were so ashamed of themselves. They were so ashamed. Or somebody ate government money. Some people they were even using it to make songs in those days at village level. Like in my place, uh, uh, somebody stole government money. They would say it's against the law. And that's what the white man wrote. Chief very feko or the we won't do Igbo there. If very feko or the we won't do Igbo there means chief stole money. It's against the law. That was written by the white man. Alright? Yes. So but today now, thieves have the audacity to chest out, to want to lead you. And they say it with audacity. And the good people will kowtow, bow and accept them as leaders over good people. They will tell the good man, you have no money. This thing costs a lot of money. That's what I was told when I ran for Senate in 2019. Yes, I went to Nigeria because of what somebody here did for me, Senator John Cornyn. I was in an FBI trouble, not because I was a trouble person. Some people reported my license plate number, because I went to Galveston with my brother who was visiting from Nigeria. We were happy having fun in the beaches in Galveston. We were taking pictures. I didn't know that there are some of the pictures I was taking that somebody was watching me. I didn't have any intention to cause America any harm. Yes, you know how people are. They reported my license plate. I got home the next morning. The FBI woke me up 6 a.m. and it looks like they slept in front of my yard. At exactly 6 a.m. they knocked. There were two. One was black. The other one was white. The white one came. He was raging, so disrespectful. So I told him, hey, dude, no, you don't disrespect me like this in my house. I don't care what it is. Can you tell me your mission here? Why are you disrespecting me? So that's when the black guy stepped in. Good black guy. Some black people will keep quiet because they want to please the white man. But the black guy stood up and said, no, smart, were you in Galveston? I said, oh, yes, I was. Then I asked, is that the reason you are here? He said, yes. I said, oh, okay, what's up? He told me that they said I was taking pictures of tall buildings. Ah, my God. Pictures of tall buildings, which means I was doing surveillance for terrorists. Yes. Now they started taking me through questions. They asked me questions about where I was, when did I come to the United States, which airport, which airline, which airport did I land. I told them everything. Yeah, once I answered and it agreed with what they had in there, because they have your database, and they shook their head. They were nodding until we finished the whole thing. Then I offered to give my camera to them because the pictures were still there. We have not done anything with the pictures. So I asked, can I give you this camera? They said no, that they don't have any use for it. They just wanted to make sure that I am not doing anything against the country. And I'm taking cognizance of what happened on 9/11. And they went away, and I thought it was over. I thought it was over. The following day, another group came. This time with machine guns. Yes, this was not a joke. Oh my God. I was trying to get away from the house when they came. And good for them. I was dressed in my African regalia, which will make the picture of what they wanted to paint, real, potential terrorists. And then these guys were kicking my door. So I came out, opened the door for them, and they showed me their badge. I said, okay, some people were here yesterday. Oh, they said some people were here. I said, what? I would think that you have the visits that people made recorded in your system. Well, they said they didn't know, but still, they went ahead and took me through the same process of asking me the same thing that these guys of yesterday had asked me, and answered everything that they asked me. And again, I offered to give them the camera. They said they didn't need it, and they left. I thought that was it. No, that was the beginning of a journey of another nearly 10 years. My green card was stalled. Every time I went to ask questions about the status of my green card, they would tell me that they were going through a name check on me. America invested a lot of money checking me out, investigating who I was, which is good for a country that values security. They followed me everywhere I went. I used to travel around the United States. Every hotel I went, they knew where I was. Every gas station I bought something, they knew it. Every city that I was, they knew it. They followed me with satellite. They were taking pictures of me while I was driving, everywhere. America spent over $5 million to following me. Yes. And then when I saw the way things were going, I called all smart. Yeah, me smart, the guy that is talking to you. He came. I gave him my documents, everything. He asked me to bring my immigration documents. I gave everything to him. You know, and then he looked at them. He took them run a check on you. You are not a bad guy by the reports that I received. But the problem here is that your file, your file is on the desk of the President of the United States. That was President W. Bush Jr. Yes. He said my file was directly on his table. That's serious. That's how serious it was. He advised me, he said, well, the only thing that will happen, I cannot influence the speed with which they are going to do the investigation, and I cannot influence its outcome. It might take 1 year, it might take 5 years, it might take 30 years, because FBI is involved with it, and nobody can be law abiding. Go about your normal business, and I wish you the best of luck. Yeah, that was that Senator John Cornyn, one ranking member of Congress in the United States. He's still in the as we speak. I was so happy. He reassured me because no Nigerian senator, even an ordinary local government councillor in Nigeria, will give me that kind of audience. Yes. So this whole thing lasted for nearly 10 years until December 31st, 2008, when I was called in the morning, about 6 a.m. too, from the office of the Homeland Security. Yes, asking me to come and take my green card. And I said, no, today is the last day of the year. I am not going to leave home for the purpose of green card. The green card can stay until after the New Year festival and all that. So the woman insisted, and I told her, I stood my ground. I told her I am not excited. I didn't have this green card for nearly 10 years, so I don't know what difference getting it today is going to make. So she called back again and said, okay, you know what? I am on a mandate to hand over this green card to you. And I told her, ma'am, I am not going to leave my house to come to that place to get a green card today. Green card today. I said, okay, send me your fax number. She sent me a fax number. I wrote a letter and then faxed it back to her. She accepted the fax. She called back again. Why you beating? She asked me, why you getting so difficult? Why you so stubborn? I said, no, I'm not being stubborn. I just don't want to, I don't feel like leaving this house today. And you know what they did? Yes. And during this standoff or whatever it was, that, I don't know how to best describe it. I wrote a letter to the director of Homeland Security, Secretary of Homeland Security. I wrote a letter to the director of FBI. I wrote a letter to the President of the United States. I wrote a letter to the State Department asking to be allowed to leave the United States to return to Nigeria because I was tired of being in a cage. You know, my mom, I was worried about my mom not dying and I'm not able to visit and stuff like that. And I lost some members of my family. I lost a man that was, I see as a mentor, my mother's older brother. Yes, Francis Oloko. Yes, very close to me. You know, he died, but I could not go. So, I had to stay. So when they brought the green card, I took it. That was what inspired me. But like, I wanted to make a difference in Nigeria. I really wanted to make a difference in Nigeria. So I started visiting Nigeria. I went home in 2009 for the very first time. That was when I saw what I saw about what is taking place today in Nigeria. I looked at my brother, my older brother is a professor. I said, Prof, you see what I'm seeing? He said, what are you seeing? I say, all these people you are seeing here, Nigeria is going to be overrun. Don't you see? They're surveying everywhere. Nigerians have not seen a damn thing yet. You know, so that was how I told him I am surprised that people are not seeing. I went everywhere. It was the same story. Every village that I went to, I was thought something is not right. Not normal. This is not normal for this country. And at the time, our young people were migrating from Nigeria. So that tells you that the migration of young people from outside Nigeria to outside Nigeria, yes, was manipulated and is still being manipulated. It created that economic crisis that started driving young Nigerians outside their country. And then the vacuum they created, they are using the what became mercenaries to fill. That is the origin of tell them anything. Has the audacity to say what he said. What I'm saying now, they are doing it. They are wiping out their people to Benue, Kogi, Nasarawa, and elsewhere. And then in my hometown alone, over 100 persons have been kidnapped by the same people. And out of the 100 persons kidnapped, 10 were murdered. And one, two, that pained me most, a man who went to his farm to work. He was murdered and beheaded. He was my friend. He was my friend, Francis. They murdered him and beheaded him. A young woman who went to the farm with her husband, and they kidnapped them, the two of them, and she was pregnant. And in the process of being in their captivity, she had a baby. And guess what happened to her baby? They threw her baby to the dogs, to their dogs, and the dogs mauled her baby. Yes, and she was watching as her newborn day-old baby was being mauled by dogs. You see what is happening in Nigeria is sad. And the woman watched, she couldn't take it. Nobody, the state governor of Delta State, where I come from, did not intervene. The police commissioner did nothing to intervene. The local police DPO did nothing. And nobody did anything. And these criminals went away. These northern freedom fighters. Yes, northern freedom fighters, right? So you people of Nigeria, I think you are so stupid for all that you have allowed to happen and thinking that God is going to intervene. That one kind of God is going to intervene on your behalf. If God was going to intervene, he would have intervened a long time ago. And God does not intervene in a vacuum. The people have to show cause. The people have to do something before God can join them in action. God is an active God. God is not a docile God. God is a mobile God. God is not a static God. The people of Nigeria are only good at crying, and they go back to the same people who are killing them. When it's time for them to vote, they vote for them. Yes, they know the masterminds of terrorism in Nigeria. Do we need to mention the names anymore than we have already known? Saad Abubakar is number one, the fake Sultan of Sokoto. Nasiru Rufai is number two. Bala Mohammed, governor of Bauchi. Yes, every person who calls himself a northern leader, northern elder, some of them are in the religious circle. Gumi Ahmad, number is actually the chief. Now, thank God, he's on the run now in Turkey, running his mouth, right? Yes, since Donald Trump threatened the action, he ran away. Yes, and then everybody who claims, and by conspiracy or silence, Atiku Abubakar is part of it. Aliko Dangote is part of it because he never sees anything, he never criticizes, he never says anything. He's more interested in the money his oil company, petroleum, whatever refinery is making off of Nigeria. Because they have already handed the economy of Nigeria to him. So it doesn't concern him who dies. They are all quiet and doing absolutely nothing. Every Fulani elite is a part of it. When you hear them speak, you see the kind of poison that comes out of their mouth. But Nigerians must rise up to disarm them. Yes, Nigerian army is their army. It's not working. Have turned them into guarding their private property. Something is not right with Nigerians. Yes, something is wrong, very wrong with the people of Nigeria. Something is very, very wrong with the people of Nigeria. And then when Donald Trump threatened action to protect Christians, according to him, that are being murdered. Yes, it's Nigerians that are being murdered. Let's be straightforward about that. Yes, it's Nigerians. The Christians are Christians, but they are Nigerians first. Yes, there's no doubt that those people who are being murdered, uh, the statistic that they give represent they are Christians. But their country is Nigeria. So let's get it squared out. Hausa people actually are the biggest. And that number is not even enough. Anyway, they are not because they are Muslims. They are killing a lot of houses silently, raping their women, robbing them, imposing taxation on their farmers, preventing their farmers from accessing their farms in their own country. So the United States, if you want to take action, you must expand the scope, to include all Nigerians who are suffering violence from the Fulani mercenaries, roaming around the country unchallenged. Yes. So that's where that is. Nigeria is in trouble, dire trouble. Yes, I don't know if Nigeria will survive this unless the people of Nigeria now take their destiny in their hands. And if they are so, they are starting very late because their country has been settled since how many years ago? Yes, and some of you are using them, using the terrorists to do your farm work. But you cannot account for them, what they do outside that. Some of you have them rearing your cattle, especially the political class. I know of Ukowa in Delta State and all the members of the political class. That's why they couldn't fight them. See what they are doing. Bad politics, bad political leaders, poor judgment by the people of Nigeria who are so hungry and easily sell their votes, sell their future, sell everything to those who kill them. Now you are suffering the consequences of the bad choices you make. And you willing to make take a detour and start choosing people? Are you going to start choosing people without asking them for money? You look at them that these people are good, yes, that they can represent your interest. They don't have any stain in their criminal record, or they are morally astute to provide leadership. They Democracy is a waste of time in Nigeria because looking at the most recent election that they conducted in Anambra State, you can tell that Nigerians have not learned anything. Yes, they sold votes like never before. Yes, they sold, and the governor who is supposed to be a stellar example, he bought votes. Yes, all the other candidates were buying votes. Yes, the people of Anambra were selling their votes. This is not something that they were hiding. Nigerians have not learned anything. It's just unfortunate that we don't have the Ibrahim Traore in Nigerian army. Yes, that would have been the best shortcut. But I don't want an army that will take over and another Fulani need to withdraw. Yeah. So the only choice left for the people of Nigeria is for the people of Nigeria to summon the courage to say we don't want this anymore, and then chase these criminals out. I am not saying just only Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is just a small piece of the problem. The entire political system in Nigeria needs to be dismantled. Yes, the entire political system in Nigeria needs to be dismantled, and urgently too, because they don't serve the interest of the Nigerian people. It's populated by criminals. Yes, at all levels. They are all thieves. Their aspiration is driven by the desire to steal and make inordinate money. They don't care about Nigeria. Yes, Nigerian politicians, even they are your brothers, they don't give a fuck about Nigeria. They are thieves and aspiring thieves. So if Nigerians can summon the courage to rise up, to end their suffering, that's the only way Nigeria will be salvaged. And then we can rearrange the political system. Anything short of that is not going to take Nigerians anywhere. Yes, anything short of that. Nigeria deserves a revolution. Nigerians need to wake up to take their destiny in their hands. Go to the streets no matter how long it lasts. Come out in great numbers. Not a situation when they say you are protesting, only 100 people show up. And then before anything, the police round them up. And then everybody is going about his business the normal way. Let 1 million people come out in Abuja, 1 million in Edo State, 1 million in Asaba, 1 million in every state capital of Nigeria. Come out and don't leave. How many is Nigerian army? Sorry, army of Nigeria. Army of criminals. Yes, led by criminals. How many are they? Yes, the courage to come out. Come out in great numbers. Yes, the army will vanish and they will even join because they are not being well treated too. The army that buys its uniforms, soldiers buy their uniforms, they buy their boots, the same thing police. But how they get them to start thinking this we versus them mindset, they give them AK-47 to start shooting down innocent and defenseless protesters. That is the trouble I have. Nigerians have been acting so cowardly. If Nigerians mean business and they come out to want to take their country back, it won't take but 48 hours for Nigeria to seize their country and start a process of building a new country. How can you belong to a political party, for instance? For the very first time in my entire life, I joined a political party in 2017. And that's when I started nursing the senatorial ambition. As soon as they knew that I was going to run for Senate, they started calling me names, and I'm an American. Go back to your country. So now, then I was no longer a Nigerian. You go back to your country. We don't do what you are trying to teach here. It's not practicable in Nigeria. This is Nigeria. This is not America. But Nigeria is not moving forward. America is progressing. Yeah, so I want to bring the progress, start something that will make Nigeria to start progressing like America. My people wanted me to return to Nigeria, to the United States. They call him, I'm an American. America is your country. Go back to your country. So now I became an alien to Nigeria or in Nigeria. Yes. So I became a target to the extent that, there were threats to my life. I left the political party for them. It was going to be different. Man, it is the same thing. One young man wanted to control everything about the AAC that I joined. He was the presidential candidate. He was the chairman of the party. He was the financial secretary of the party. He was the treasurer of the party. He was the disciplinary officer of the party. He was the spokesperson of the party. This is the Omoyele Sowore now, who wants to be the leader of Nigeria, who wants to be is the best activist. Again, stupid Nigerians see him as a god that he is not it. A very corrupt young man. All the money that Nigerians, I think Nigerians were like beginning to boys for a change. Nigerians donated a lot of money to the party. Sadly, all the money that was donated to the party were channeled into his Zenith Bank account. I joined the party later. I was not a foundational member, even though it was a few months, before I joined, after they formed the party. Now things started happening. People started. I flew in from the United States to be a part of the convention. After I met him in Los Angeles, I flew from Houston to meet him in Los Angeles. We had a talk the very first time I joined the party. And the convention of the party was to hold. We waited for Moyele Sowore for hours before he showed up. And when he showed up, the convention did not proceed as planned. And there was issues that were supposed to be discussed. He ran through everything and then went. And then the party descended into crisis. The secretary of the party at the time, Dr. Leonard Nzewa, and him, Omoyele Sowore, started having problems because Leonard is a gentleman who wanted things to be done right. Omoyele Sowore is a dictator. Yes. Who believes that he knows everything more than every other person. He doesn't listen to contrary opinions. And along the line, we discovered that he was not working for in the interest of the party. He was an agent of Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is why I still believe that he's an agent. Forget about all the noise he makes about activism and cussing out Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think it's a stage managed thing. That is why they don't arrest him and do anything to him. Yes, we know the antecedents. He was staying in a hotel that was owned by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the cost of staying in that hotel is unbelievable. That is in blue. Yes. For a young man who wanted to be an example of leadership in Nigeria, man, something is not right. Something is not right. Something is not right. Yes. Something is not there. It's not right with Nigeria. So there's hardly anybody to trust. That's how the party fell apart. And then his colleagues who started the party with him started asking him to account for the money that was donated to the party. And how much did they put? They put to about 250 million naira or something like that. But I know it was more than that. Some people gave cash. And that's the one that went through his bank account. And people donated their vehicles to be used as campaign vehicles. So it was good. That movement was supposed to be a great movement, that could have led to something in Nigeria. I remember asking him one time, what do you want us to do? Do you want this election to hold or not? Tell us so that we know how to tailor our mind and work. If it is because every time he kept on saying to disrupt the system, to disrupt this. He didn't say vote for me. And there was no presidential campaign council set up for the AAC at the time. Nothing. Everything was revolving around him. So that gave a group on it. And the party died. The party died. And went to court, got court injunction, and as things progressed, because he's a child of the system, he went and got a judgment behind Dr. Leonard, who was fighting on behalf of everybody. No hearing was made. All of a sudden, we saw judgment. So I told my friend, I said, leave this matter alone. You don't have to belong to this party anymore. I removed myself from the political party. So this is how terrible Nigeria is right now. We need a new system. We need to break down that system. We need to break down that system to rebuild a pathway. Because of the fraud against good people in Nigeria, good people taking over the leadership of Nigeria, starts at the party level. You support these political parties, set up obnoxious fees for purchasing their expression of interest to run form. Yes. So they disenfranchise good people on the basis of money that they don't have to buy those forms. So political parties are for the people with a deep pocket with stolen money loaded in it. It does not look out for the interest of the country. So that was why you will see Atiku, you see all these criminals who ran to be president in Nigeria in the past, this last sham election. They paid a lot of money. Where they get all this money from? Why should I pay 40 million naira, for instance, to buy a presidential ticket nomination form? Why should I? Why should I? Why should anybody? Why should me? Should I, with all that I'm endowed with, be subjected to paying that kind of amount of money in projects that are not sure of its outcome? Yes, if the parties are serious, if Nigerians are serious, they will go and look for those who can rescue Nigeria. They will go and beg them, please come and rescue us. And that's what is going to save Nigeria. We need a revolution in Nigeria. A revolution that we set religion aside, set tribes aside, set regional, all these regional nationalist instinct aside. Put Nigeria first and see how far we go. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Hey, again, thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate you guys, everybody who joined today to listen to this broadcast. I am sorry that I am driving. You cannot see me as much as I would love to see you. And then I respond to your questions in real time. I'm driving right now, so I'm focusing on the road while speaking. But I see a lot of activities. Yes, yes, this Adamu guy, we need to deal with him, deal with people like him. They are. That is why they are there. Forget about that. They go to your farm. I remember I heard the other day one of them who was following someone to farm killed the owner of the farm. Yes, that's how they are. They have no value for human life. They have no respect for the sanctity of human lives. Nigerians, you brought them and you allow them. Yes, you allow them because of the bad choices you've been making. You see now where things are. We can't continue this way. Don't trust Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is not going to solve any problem. Actually, he has no capacity to solve it. Yes, he just wanted to be president. And now he's president, right? President by crook. But what has he done? Destroyed the economy. What has he done? Exposed you to national security embarrassment. What has he done? Made you more hungry than ever before. Yes, what have you done? No access to healthcare. What has he done? No access to electricity. Yes, everything is going worse under his watch. So you are not obligated to him. In fact, he is not your president. He's the president of terrorists. He's the president of rogues who brought him to power. So gear for the worst. What you're having today is a Christmas. It's going to get worse until you stand up and rise up for Nigeria. Goodbye, and I sincerely thank all of you who joined and made this a memorable experience. So let me appeal to those who have not subscribed to our channel. Please do so and help us expand our message. So YouTube will continually recommend us to more people based on the reactions that were generated here, and so can keep on rolling. Yes, I thank you especially because it's not easy for you to be here with me out of the millions of YouTube channels out there. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Remember, ONN is a global movement. So if you have not subscribed, let's just a second. Take a second to push that subscription button. And then, we'll appreciate whatever you do to support us by sending us super thanks, super chats. And there are things we do for those who join our membership or send us super, super, super thanks. All right. Thank you very much and much love. I wish you the very best of the new week. Bye for now. While I look forward to seeing you in our next week. Bye bye.